With the rule of thirds firmly in hand and our cameras created in the scene, we can now look at our shot types. There's three basic types of shots we'll use: a wide or establishing shot, a medium shot, and a close-up or detail shot. Here's the difference between them. I'll switch over from Shot 2 here, clicking on my viewport label and choosing Cameras and Shot 1. Shot 1 I've set up as a wide or establishing shot. We've got a wide field of view and we're showing the full extent of the space, establishing where we are. We've just walked in from the lobby into our train station and we're getting the lay of the land, we can think. That is, we're seeing the whole thing. Shot 2, which I just switched to by pressing C for camera because I had the camera selected, is a close-up, or maybe a medium shot, depending on where we position it. For example, if I pan Shot 2 down to be a detail of the seating, that's a close-up. The item is filling the frame, and I may even change the lens to go with it, say a 50. Really, flattening the distance and showing off the detail in that seating is a way to establish the feel and craftsmanship of the space, perhaps. A medium shot, then, is somewhat far back, with the focal point fairly well in the scene. For example, I'll switch to a medium shot of the ticket booth, orbiting over, trucking or panning to the side, and using the dolly tool to dolly in a little bit. Again, this object is filling that frame, and I'm definitely establishing by this view that this is what I want the viewer to look at. And there I am on the third lines again. I'll check this out in a realistic view instead by pressing Shift F3 or choosing Realistic on the viewport navigation menu. Great. What we can see here in our realistic view is that in this medium shot, we've got good shadow from the canopy, and we're going to highlight whoever is manning the ticket booth. That is, we're showing, okay, we need to go look at this particular area and probably go into a close-up shot of somebody who's maybe going to talk to us. Another way we can think of this is with characters, and I'll add in here a couple of bipeds for examples. A biped is part of the rigging systems available in 3ds Max, and it's part of Character Studio. I'll go to Create, Systems, and there's biped. This is a skeleton we'd put inside a character, but it's useful for illustrating cameras. I'll drag out a biped here, and over here, down on the bottom right in the biped menu is the height. I think 111 inches is perhaps too tall. I'll take this person down to 6 feet, much more manageable. Now to get this centered. In our establishing shot, Shot 1, which I'll go to again by choosing Cameras and Shot 1, the biped is shown down here in the scene. This is a way of introducing where we'd like to go and what we'd like the viewer to look at. I've come into the space, and yes, I realize my lamps are looking rather rainbow colored. It's because of that self-illumination that's making them look bright. It's how it displays in the view. But anyhow, I've come into my space and I see somebody down there at the ticket booth trying to decide maybe what train to take. But I'm getting an overall view of the space and how the lighting is playing on the surfaces in my establishing or wide shot. I'll switch over to my medium shot, the next shot in here, Shot 2. There's a medium, or maybe I'll take it in just a little bit closer. In this medium shot, I'm setting the stage. We're seeing this person full in the view, and they're shown tall because I've pulled the camera down a little bit, filling up that frame with the person in the ticket booth and setting up a more local area for something to go on. Finally, there's a close-up. And for us, a close-up is usually waist up or even tighter. In this case, almost a point of view, but not quite, sitting over the back of this person, or looking over their shoulder, for example, or maybe looking straight at them. We've seen this person standing there at the ticket booth, and now we're into a close-up, and the camera maybe will orbit around a little bit, swinging over to see their facial expression as they try to figure out what train to take. Yes, I'm passing through the wall here, and that's okay. I want to use my tools to get my cameras lined up and think about my shot. There I am. And there he is. Well, at least the biped standing there. His head is on the third points. I'm drawn into the scene to see him in sharp relief against the map and the lights, and his facial expression as he's thinking about where he wants to go. So our shots then: close, medium, and far. Depending on how we want to establish the view and where we are, we can mix these up, maybe starting with a detail shot showing off pieces of the place, and then opening out to a wide shot to reveal somebody walking towards us down the long hallway. Alternately, we can open with a wide and set the tone, seeing one lone person down here at the ticket booth, and then come in close like I just did to see what it is they're going to do. So think about your shots in those ways. How do you draw that audience in so they feel in some way like they're part of the action, like they're seeing what's going on and investing themselves in the story you're trying to tell?